Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. We're on a little bit of a roll with Bottle Logic Stouts. We just reviewed the 2018 vintage of Fundamental Observation last weekend, and I decided that this weekend we were going to review a beer that's sort of similar, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but this is Roll for Initiative. This is, per the label, barrel-aged Imperial Stout, finished with Madagascar vanilla and cassia bark and aged in bourbon barrels. So I don't think this is an actual FO variant. I think they took the base beer of FO and then did their own thing with it. They added, there might be more vanilla in this beer than FO. I don't remember. When this beer got released, everyone was kind of freaking out about it because I think they thought this was like FO with something else, with cassia bark, which is essentially cinnamon, I think, added to it. And I don't think that's exactly what the case is, but I don't know. If you guys know if this is an actual FO variant, you guys can let me know. 13.8% alcohol by volume. I think FO is 13.4, so it's about the same ABV. And I think that's it. I think this is the base beer of FO, but I think it's aged in different barrels and it's got a different amount of vanilla, and then they add cinnamon to it. Cassia bark, cinnamon, it's all the same, right? This beer comes courtesy of my man John from 4 Brewers, and it's funny, like I didn't realize I was wearing this shirt until I set up my camera, and I was like, oh, perfect, works out nice. So he sent this beer probably 2 months ago. I just haven't got to it. He sent this, and he also sent proper Bottle Logic glassware. So 4 Brewers are awesome. I love those guys. I've been on their podcast before. John's awesome. Jason's awesome. They're all awesome. They're good people. So if you're not subscribed to their YouTube channel or you don't listen to their podcast, please just Google 4 Brewers and check out all their social media. It's awesome stuff. So let's get into this one. It is warm again today. We're still living by the Nathan Ryerson, you're only a man if you can drink stouts in hot weather. It's hot, it's windy, it's like the heater is blowing in my face. It's fucking bananas. So yeah, see what she's got. It doesn't pour super dark. It's kind of like that cola-ish looking beer, but it's pitch black in the glass, and it again has that awesome mocha khaki head. So we just washed this. I can smell that already, just the wind wafting it into my face. Yeah, it's got, I don't know, half a finger, quarter finger of mocha khaki head. It's pitch black in the glass. It looks like a stout. 13.8%. When we swirl this, you could just see the alcohol legs sticking to the glass or streaking down. It looks absolutely amazing. Bottle Logic, per the glassware, Anaheim, California. I think I mentioned that. Maybe I didn't. I might have forgot. Let's shove our nose in this one. I'm not a big cinnamon person. As a kid, I used to eat like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or we would make like actual toast and put peanut butter with some cinnamon on it. But I'm not a cinnamon person. So my brother-in-law had this beer on draft during Week of Logic and said there was way too much cinnamon and he was not a fan. I've heard it's kind of mellowed out sitting in the bottles, so I don't know what to think of this one. I loved FO, so shove our nose in it. Smells like bourbon. It smells like chocolatey, fudgy booze. There's a sweetness to it, though. If you gave this to me blind, there's no way I'd be able to pick out cinnamon. It has this, like, I don't want to say boozy, like fusel, like ethanol booze, but you know this is a near 14% beer. It has this desserty thing, and I think we talked about FO having like kind of that cake frosting smell. This doesn't have that. This is more of like a sweet, it almost sort of reminds me of like maple sweetness, almost like when a donut's glazed, if that makes sense. That kind of sugary glaze thing. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. Like, we talked about it in the FO thing, and it's just fresh in my mind because I just drank that beer 5 days ago. It's like that pastry, donutty, like sugary glaze kind of a sweetness. There's definite booze there. It's not singeing your nostrils. Definitely has that like fudgy Bottle Logic stout that you're used to. A lot of them are chocolatey, fudgy. It's got that. So I'm excited to see what this tastes like. It smells intense. It smells sweet. It smells pastry. It smells desserty. So let's go ahead and taste it, John. And all the guys at Four Brewers, cheers. Thanks for sharing this one. There's definite cinnamon in there. Wow. Immediately, this almost reminds me of like those Fireball candies. Cinnamon for days. But it, wow, yeah, there's a lot of fucking cinnamon in this. Wow. Whew. You gotta like cinnamon to like this beer. The cinnamon almost takes over like all that fudgy, chocolatey aroma that you're smelling. It's definitely there, but on the finish, it is like cinnamon bomb. It almost has like that spicy thing to it. Not like confusing with like pepper beers, but it's got that like intense cinnamon kind of heat that you get. Like think of chewing a piece of like Big Red gum or like a cinnamon Fireball. It's got that on top of like the kind of bourbon, that booziness that we were smelling. That kind of bourbon heat is on the back end of that too. So it's like a mixture of both of those. I can see why people were kind of torn with this beer. I was hoping like that kind of glazy donut sweetness that you smell would carry over on the taste, almost like a what's the like a Cinnabon kind of a thing. I don't get that kind of desserty thing. It's so overwhelmingly cinnamon with like that intense cinnamon sort of heat. It kind of kills that. For me, this bottle, it kills the fudginess, it kills the chocolatey. It's not like, you don't get any like the roasty notes of the stout. It's just straight Big Red gum, Fireball cinnamon kind of a thing. So yeah, I'm not the biggest cinnamon fan, but I don't hate this beer. This is, if someone gave this to you blind, you would never say this has anything to do with FO. So we can end all conversations of that. Even if this is a true variant, it tastes nothing like Fundamental Observation. It says there's vanilla. I don't get any vanilla sweetness because it's so much cinnamon. So near 14%, this beer is, I don't think this is as chewy as FO. At least I can't, it doesn't feel that way. But yeah, unfortunately for me, and I don't want to say unfortunately like it's a bad thing, the cinnamon takes over everything. So I don't, like I said, I can't really taste the vanilla. That kind of fudgy bourbon brownie that I like from so many Bottle Logic stouts is gone. This is straight cinnamon forever. So if you like cinnamon, you will love this beer. I'm not the biggest cinnamon fan, but that doesn't mean this beer is bad. It's a well-made beer. It's a good stout. Near 14%. Again, like with FO, it doesn't burn going down. There's no heat going into your chest. It all just kind of sits on your tongue with that cinnamon flavor. So for me, this is like, if I were to give this a grade, it's a good stout. You just have to like cinnamon to really love it, and I don't. So this is like in that kind of, and this might be really, really low for you guys, that 90 kind of 91 range. It's like that bottom A- kind of a stout for me. It's just, there's a lot of fucking cinnamon, and you have to really like cinnamon to like that. I just don't. It's a preference thing. Not a bad beer though. So John, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for sending this. I'm gonna share this with my wife and see what she thinks. If she likes cinnamon stuff, maybe she'll lose her mind over this. I don't know, but that's roll for initiative. I know when I posted my FO review, a lot of people said they loved this beer. I'm guessing either their bottles weren't as cinnamon forward as this, or they're really big cinnamon fans. So we can talk about it. Good stuff though from Bottle Logic. They make, you can't go wrong with their stouts. For me though, FO is way better than this beer. It's just a preference thing. I like sweet vanilla. I like fudgy. I like pastry. This is cassia bark for days. So yeah, if you guys have had this beer, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse, so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't